Today I'm going to do something everybody else already did, but I wanted to do it too. So we are doing the painting a Hydro Flask today, but with a little twist. I'm not going to take one of the Hydro Flask from that brand. I don't even know the name. Maybe it is Hydro Flask. Never mind. I choose the eco version of it. So I went into a store called Reform House, where you can buy healthy food and stuff like that, and got these Hydro Flask. So I started this whole process by fighting with it, because it rolled away from me. Stay. No. Anyway, after I thought a little bit about it, I decided to create a galaxy. Because I knew that a lot of people created ocean-themed things and water-themed things. And I wanted to make something different, considering the fact that I had a lot of blue and blacks in my acrylic color collection. So I started this whole process off with just painting a lot of blue background, mixing in darker and lighter colors and a bit red to create a violet. The first thing I actually did was creating a lighter point, because I was not really sure at first how to work with this round surface, but I knew I wanted to have lighter spots. So I made the first one at the easiest position possible, and then the others were a bit harder to position. After blending out a lot of parts and adding a bit of darker color around the light spot, I decided to add a planet in the middle, for which I should have waited until the other layer is dry, but I couldn't, which gets a problem later on with the backside of the flask, which is why you're going to see handprints on the backside for a little. Then I added some texture to the planet. I did this very loosely. I actually had no clue what I was going to do with the backside, so I just came up with a theme that was more or less abstract, and then later on I just blended it out. Oh, there are the handprints, now you see them. That was the point where I decided that I need to wait until the rest is dry to move on further. Now that everything is dry, I moved on just retouching a few spots. After I was finished with that, and I actually really liked that result, I decided to make a similar thing on the back. I mean, you can see the front when you are looking at the back, so why not copy it? No, I didn't just copy it, I made a similar thing. After that I went over some spots where it was just too abstract for me and not enough galaxy-ish. And then I started to add a lot of planets. I tried to move my hand so you can actually see what I'm doing, and I look so weird doing that. I never said that I was fine with the layers that I put on, so I'm going to go over the same layers over and over again, because I think another color needs to be added. Then I'm moving on to adding texture to all of the planets. By which I mean just loosely throwing blobs of paint everywhere and then looking at it from far away and deciding, yep, looks like a planet. White always helped to finish it up. By using different base colors for all of them, I made them all different planets without using too much effort, because this already took me 2 days. I decided to make a huge planet on the back of the flask, using the same techniques, just loosely throwing blobs of color on there. But with that loose technique, I made a little mistake. Whoops! Still very painful to watch. After retouching this, I moved on to a new thing I figured could help this whole flask to look more galaxy-ish. I don't even know if that's correct anymore, because the thing I added were clouds, and clouds don't usually exist in space. But I mean, they look cool. So yeah, I like them. Then I added a bunch of stars. You know, the ones where you try to make them thinner the further away from the middle you go, and then you get longer and longer because you don't really get thinner, and then they get bigger and bigger. And then I moved back to some more clouds. And more clouds. And then I blended them all out so that they just gradually go over into space. I don't know, it looked good. And we are back to painting stars. But these stars weren't enough, so I decided to add a lot of dots resembling stars that are further away, I guess. But I think they are what puts everything together. I think this is what it needed to make it look like a real galaxy. What I haven't mentioned yet is that the paint doesn't really stick too well to the flask, so I lost a bunch of it on my background. So after I left my flask to dry, I tried to retouch the background. Then I just added a bunch of layers of clear varnish to it. And removed the tape from the cap. And here we have it, my final result. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, we will see each other next time. Bye!